Good evening, everybody. Welcome. I'm sure some of you will keep joining, so we'll just get started while we wait for everybody to arrive. And I'm so privileged to be facilitating the conversation this evening as we have a korero around inspiring leadership with some incredibly inspiring people. Auckland Conversations provide an opportunity to inspire and to stimulate your thinking about the challenges that we face here in Auckland. And it's one of those special years because it's local elections year. And so Aucklanders like myself and yourself are going to be looking for a team of diverse and bold decision makers who are going to help to steer Tamaki Makaurau forward. So to shape decisions for Auckland, we're going to need a range of perspectives to represent what I love about Auckland, which is our super diverse region. And you may not know this, but anybody can stand in the elections. You literally only need to be a New Zealand citizen, aged over 18, and on the New Zealand electoral roll. So if you hit all of those three, keep watching, because hopefully tonight we might inspire you to be the person who stands. But we'll come back to that in a second. Tonight we are going to be joined by a panel of incredibly inspirational leaders who are going to bring a range of expertise and varied backgrounds. Together, we're going to explore what leadership means to them, hopefully help you think about what leadership means to you, and talk about the importance of diversity in decision-making and why it's vital that maybe even you should stand up and lead. Now, before we get started, there are a few housekeeping things I'm just going to touch on, a little bit of Zoom etiquette too. So this session is being recorded. That's for those who couldn't make it to the end to be able to watch later. All members of this audience will have your cameras and your microphones disabled. Sorry, but don't worry, we will let you communicate with us. That's through the Q&A chat function. So if you take a look at the bottom of your Zoom screen there, you'll see the little chat box. That's where you can ask your questions to any of the panelists throughout the night. We're pretty tight on time, so if we can't get to your question, I'm very sorry, but we will try and get to as many as possible. If in that Q&A chat you are asking a question to somebody specific, please just let me know the name of that person and we'll try and direct that. Otherwise, I'll try and ask everybody your question. And please stay friendly. We're here to have a friendly and thought-provoking discussion. Pretty much anything that might be, a little bit off color, we're not going to push through. I get to play with the rules here, so we're going to play nice with each other. If you do see something or hear something that you want to spread, and we do want more people to be part of this conversation, then use our hashtags. We have AKL Conversation as a hashtag. We have hashtag Vote Auckland, or one word, and hashtag AKL Elections. So start having those Twitter conversations. Let everybody know that you're in here. Share the love, because actually I think we're going to cover some really incredible things today. And we always try and ensure that Auckland Conversation events are inclusive and accessible. So not only is this session being recorded and an on-demand viewing of the event, we're also going to provide a full transcript on the Auckland Conversations website over the next few days. Okay, but you're not here to hear me, you're here to hear our inspiring leaders. So let me tell you who we have on our panel tonight, and then they will introduce themselves. So joining the discussion, we have Bharat Mahajan. Bharat is the Program Director for Integrated Primary Mental Health and Addiction Services, and he was also crowned Mr. Gay New Zealand in 2021-2022, so very recent. We'll come back to that. I'm also introducing Robert Hollis. Robert is a passionately driven Māori entrepreneur and ex-professional snowboarder who was ranked #1 in New Zealand. He spent his time sort of crossing the borders between San Francisco and Aotearoa. He's in San Fran today, but now the borders are open. He's been hopping back and forth quite a lot more. And finally, we have Brianna Frewen. She's an activist and environmental advocate for Samoa and was awarded the 2022 Global Citizen Prize. Very diverse people, lots of diverse topics. So we'll come to them in a second. Now, why are we here as part of Auckland Conversations? Well, if you've been to any of these events before, you know it's to start stimulating discussion about what we want for our amazing city. And in October 22, it's local election time. They're going to be taking place throughout all of the councils around the country, and eligible Auckland voters that we're going to elect a mayor, which is very exciting. We're going to elect councillors and local board members that will really help to shape decisions for Tamaki Makaurau. So you may have seen the mayoral races started. There's some interesting conversations happening there, but also we're going to be looking for inspiring candidates to vote for some of those other positions. So the question is, are you going to be part of this change? Are you going to stand? And today, is this inspirational conversation maybe the push that you need to step forward and think about what leadership means to you, whether you want to stand for election or just want to stand up for something you really believe in? An upcoming challenge for Auckland's decision makers is going to be deciding on how to grow this amazing city that we live in, especially because we've had obviously some impacts due to COVID-19. So have a think about what you would do to make a difference. You know, those things that annoy you that you walk past, what is it that you would want to change for our city? You actually could be part of making that positive change here. So we're going to have a conversation with these inspirational leaders, and the research is really clear. I'm a researcher, and we know that diversity at the leadership table creates better outcomes for everyone. So let's have a little chat about what leadership means to our panelists. The way it's going to work is I'm just going to intro our panelists, and then we're going to have a little bit of a korero, and then we'll go to your questions. So remember, in your chat button, feel free to write the questions. We'll get to as many of those as we can.